Hello everyone, welcome again to graphic designing course presented to you by Youvah, and I am Shravan Malviya. This is our session number 3 where we are going to learn about color theory. Now, as we already had an overview in the first session that what is color theory, but now like we talked about that every color has its own story and every color tells you a story. Now we will see that what that story is, what every color is trying to speak to you, right? So without any further delay, let's continue with this. Firstly, let's start from the scratch. Let's start from the color itself. Why we are using color? Like what is color? So basic, like it is very pretty obvious that light falls on an object and that it reflects to our eyes, and then we are able to see the color of that object. This is the science. I always talk about science because science comes with logic, and with logic comes things which we can use in our designing thing to attract more people, to gain people's trust, right? So that's why not use logic, why not use science when it is there already, right? Now color, if we just talk in a layman terms or in scientific terms, is a very basic thing. It is a visual property of an object. It is visual perceptual property of an object, all right? But humans conceive color as something which brings you their attention, right? Like we as humans find colors very joyful, or we find colors very soothing. Like every color has different properties, but in general we like colors. Like we don't like bland things. Like like everybody can't wear black and white always, though black is favorite color of many, but still you will not wear black color throughout the year, right? You will change your clothes, and the clothes also, like not according to style but according to color also will change, right? So human has categorized colors in these things. Now why colors are used? Firstly, to evoke attention, to catch attention. Like if I want to catch someone's attention, what I can do? Either I can do movement, but what if I can't do movement, I am static? Then what you will do? Then by my visual appearance I can catch someone's attention, and in my visual appearance what I can do, either I can wear something awkward or I can wear something bright that will catch attention, right? Firstly, colors in graphic designing are used to catch attention, also to evoke a certain emotion or mood. Like maybe I'm in sad mood, but if I'll say, like I'll see yellow or red, maybe they'll give me some energy, right? That's why most of the emojis are of yellow color, right? This is a pattern which you will notice, and we have discussed about emojis more on uses of images, but still all the emojis are of yellow color. Have you wondered why? Most of the emojis, the smiling emojis, even the sad emoji is also of yellow color, because yellow catches your attention. It brings your attention to the mobile screen. It brings your attention to the text. See, whatever, like if I'm texting you, whatever I have written, if you are not in the mood, you will not read the text, but the emojis will pop out. And once you will see the emoji will, show all the emotions which was that text was trying to convey you, right? So that's why emoji is a very good way to communicate. While in chat we always do, but in designs also you can use emojis. Let's not distract, but I was telling you about evoking a certain emotion or mood. So color play a very crucial role in doing that, so right? Also it communicates which you want to highlight, right? Or which needs to be communicated, which is important, right? So this is about color. But why color theory? So basically color theory gives us guidelines, color theory gives us rules to how to choose colors. It gives us perspective of what colors we can use, so that the story which colors trying to communicate will reach their audience. Also we will understand that how these colors are made in that way, and how brands are using. Mostly we will focus more on brands, that how pop culture brands or the very big brands, global brands are using color theory for their selling of their products, or for building a strong brand identity. And we'll be talking about maybe your favorite brands also. All right, so let's move forward to the types of color. See, before understanding about color, that which color represent what is the story of any color, we need to understand that how, or how many types of colors are there, or how you can choose your colors, right? So see, firstly there are primary colors. You have already studied this in your, I think third grade or fourth grade, but still this is basic. And as I told earlier also, that fundamentals are very, very important. That's why we are learning this. So there are three primary colors, and please understand that there are three primary colors. From those colors, other colors are derived. Okay, so there are as many colors as as you can create by combining two or more colors, but there are three colors. First one is red, then yellow, then blue. All right, when combining yellow and red, we got orange. When combining red and blue, we got violet or purple. Or when combining blue or yellow, what we got, you already know, green. Right, now again, by combining these two colors, we got tertiary colors, and this is basically what we call color wheel. Okay, so color wheel can have separate colors also, like this, like it is having 12 colors, or the color wheel will be the blend of all these colors. All right, so color wheel can be of two types. One is that all the 12 colors are visible. Another one is that all the colors are merged. Now you need to pick a color by color picker. Color picker is a tool from which you can pick colors from the color wheel. All right, so from tertiary colors, these, so if we are picking this as a, if we are considering this as a color wheel, okay, now the colors are separate, though they can be blended together, and then also it will be called color wheel. Talking about complementary color, see, whenever you are designing any creative, it will not happen that you will only choose one color and with that one color you will design the whole creative. At least you will require two, and by two colors I am considering white and black also as colors. All right, white and black are neutral colors, but they are also colors, you can use them. All right, now in complementary colors, what are these? When you need to, or when you want to choose two colors, all right, which should complement each other, which should make a good contrast, which should look good together, then we move forward to complementary colors. Now what are complementary colors? In color wheel, just pick one color and opposite to that color, whatever color you find, that is the complement color of that particular color. For example, here, if I am picking up orange, so the complementary of orange here is blue. So blue is the complementary color of orange, right? So these are called complementary colors. Now in color wheel, if I'll pick up any color, like if I'm picking up red, so corresponding to red, what is the another color? It is green. So complementary color of red is green. So this is the example of complementary colors. Whatever color you can pick in your color wheel, and corresponding to that you can check it out. All right, so these are called complementary colors. Now there are split complementary colors. What if you need to choose three colors? But what I suggest the most, less is more. So the lesser number of colors you will use, the more good your design was your design will look. All right, so the lesser number of colors, the more good your design will look. But still, if you want to use three colors, and it is brand's call, and it's their requirement to choose three colors initially, so you can pick up any color. Corresponding to that color, leave that color. If you are picking up orange, so corresponding to orange there is blue, leave blue. Besides beside blue, there are two other colors. You can pick up those two colors and the orange one. All right, so this will become your split complementary colors, where you are picking up one primary color and two secondary colors. What was happening in our complementary colors, there were two colors, and those are like, if we need to divide it and share, so both the colors will share 50-50% in your composition. But now when we are talking about split complementary colors, then the composition will be 50, 25 and 25. Like the main primary color will consist of 50% of your design, and other two colors will consist of 25 and 25% of your design. That's why it is called split complementary colors, where one is primary and two are secondary. All right, now comes triad. Now what if you don't want like complementary colors, you want three different colors who complement each other or who match each other. All right, so how you will choose these three colors if you want three, and it isn't requirement. Though again I am mentioning that I will suggest that the lesser number of colors you will pick, the more good your design will look. All right, but if there is a need to select three colors and not complementary, then you can pick up triad. Now what is triad? Pick up any color, then just draw a straight line from there, and to it will be around 120 degree. So 120 degree of that color will be your second color, and again 120 degree of that color will be your third color. Just like if you are picking up orange, so to orange the 120 degree will be green, and then again from green the 120 degree will be violet or purple. So these three will make triad. Though this is, very seldom that we use triad colors like this kind of combination, but still, just for the sake of knowledge, to know about color theory, I'm telling you, I'll never recommend you to use triad colors. All right, I hope this is clear. Then let's talk about warm colors. So firstly, see this, just a second, see this wheel. Okay, this is a wheel. Now it has two portions. Okay, if we'll divide it in half, equal half, then it will have two halves. One will consist of warm colors, one with the cold colors. All right, now these are called warm colors. I don't think I should this is explainable. Should I explain you or not that why these are called warm colors? Because these have this tone. Like whenever you go in a sunny environment, right? In some, just imagine you are, walking out of your house. It is around 1 a.m. 1 p.m. Okay, sorry, my bad. It is 1 p.m. or 12 noon. After 12 noon, you stepped out of your house. It is March or mid of April. All right, the sun is, extremely hot. So what's the first color which comes in your mind? It will be any shade of yellow, right? Or maybe orange, right? Because this represents heat. This gives you a feel of warmth. That's why these colors, the first half, this half was called of color wheel is called warm colors. Can you guess what is the opposite half called? Yes, you can take your time. Take a pause, think about it. It is very obvious. So if one half of the color wheel is called warm colors, then the other half will be called cold colors, right? Because they make you feel cold, right? This is the very basic definition which I can give you in layman terms. All right, so these are warm colors and cold colors. Now what do you think, where we will be using warm colors and where we will be using cold colors? Think about it. All right, so whenever there is something which you need warmth from, or which you need warm, there you will use warm colors. And the one thing which you like the most in cold format, or in, cold region, then you will be using cold colors. Very obvious, right? But sometimes we can do reverse psychology also. We will pick up the opposite of that thing just to confuse the humans. All right, like I am also humans, just giving you an analogy that this is how human brain work. Firstly, it follows a pattern, but what if someone breaks the pattern? Then it catches attention too. All right, keep this thing in mind, that you can use reverse psychology also, you can use opposite thing also. Anti-design we call it. Okay, and it applies everywhere. Anti-design, where you are not following the principles of design, you are just doing the opposite. That is called anti-design. All right, now there are some terms which are related to color, then we'll move forward to the stories of color. What are these terms? So firstly, hue, contrast and value. Now what is hue? So basically hue in itself is color only. Okay, hue literally means color. So are you able to see this strip? This is, we call color strip. So any color which you are able to see in this strip is hue only. Like this is the hue of red. All right, this is the hue of pink. This is the hue of blue. This is the hue of teal. This is the hue of green. All right, so hue literally means color, pigments of color, you can say. So there are two things. First is tint, second one is shade. Tint and shade. Tint is brighter version or lighter version of that color. Shade is darker version or blacker version of that color. All right, so when tint, shade and color itself, when we are talking about all of these, and any one if I have to pick, then that is called hue of that color, hue of red. Like this is hue of red. What is contrast? Contrast is intensity of that color, that how intense that color is. If it is red, that how reddish it is. Okay, you can just check it on Canva only. It is an exercise for you. Just pick up any image, click on edit and increase and decrease the contrast. You will see the difference. If you'll increase the contrast, then like if I have a bottle, all right, so this purple will become more darker in the sense the intensity of color will increase, not it will become blacker. Okay, there is difference between blacker and darker. So the color will become more intense. Like if you are able to see this yellow wall, so it will become more yellowish. Okay, if you are able to see this gray wall, so it will become more grayish, or it will become the darker version of gray. Okay, darker version of yellow, darker in the sense more intensified yellow. All right, that's why there are lemon yellow, all right, yellow, mustard yellow color, right? So these are all colors of yellow, like these are all hue of yellow, not contrast of yellow. All right, so that was about contrast. Contrast is basically the intensity of color, how much intense that color is. If we'll decrease the contrast, then it will look very dull. Okay, it will look very dull. And if I'll increase the contrast too much, then it will pop out. We call it very funky or pop design. Okay, it will pop out. Then talking about value, so value means lightness or darkness, where we are talking about the lightness and darkness of that color, that how much lighter it is or how much darker it is. Now we are not talking about contrast, we are talking about value. All right, so these are three things. Just go on the color wheel and try to change these things. You will get to know that what is the difference between hue, value and contrast. All right, I hope I am clear. Moving forward to the best part, the story part and the emotions part, one by one we will go. Firstly, color associations. What color associate with which emotion? So firstly we are talking about emotions. So if you will see red, so red represents love, energy and intensity. So anywhere if you want to spread love, if you want to show a blast in energy, or if you want to show that kind of intensity, then you will use red. So that's why you have seen that red is used in danger also, in love also, in attention also, right? Why in danger? Because its intensity is very higher. That's why we, in electricity boards, khatra or danger is written in red, because the wavelength is also, the wavelength of red is very larger, you can say, or wavelength of red is more than the other colors. That's why it reaches you firstly. That's why it stands out. Similarly with yellow, but yellow gives that joyous vibe. It gives that attention vibe, that it will bring someone's attention to particular thing. All right, so yellow is always considered with joy. Okay, so wherever it is also considered with the energy, when you can combine the colors also, you can combine red and yellow also. All right, but yellow is more related to joy. We already talked about emojis are of our emojis are of yellow color, right? Then green. So green is pretty obvious, it is nature, right? It depicts nature, it depicts safety, that freshness. Whenever you will see anything green, right, any brand color, so it will show you that kind of freshness, that organic vibes, organic feel, right? So whenever you want to do something which is related to nature, which is something fresh, which is related to calmness also, you can use green. All right, now talking about blue. So blue is most of the time considered with trust, it is considered with stability. All right, so that's why if you have seen LinkedIn, if you have seen Facebook, if you have seen Twitter, these all brands use blue. Why? Because these are internet based brands and they might be stealing your data, so they want to build that kind of trust, they want to build that kind of stability. That's why they are using blue color. All right, so blue usually associates with stability, trust, or you can use it in other ways also, but usually it is associated with trust. Talking about purple, purple is most of the time associated with royalty and wealth. Blue and purple both. Why? Because earlier in earlier days, indigo, the color indigo was hardest to extract from. Because the farming of indigo was very difficult to do at that time. If you are doing indigo farming, then your crops will be destroyed, your land will be destroyed, because it takes all the nutrients out of your land. So that's why from earlier times, purple and blue are associated with richness, luxury, royalty or wealth. All right, I'll give you examples also. There are examples which I've mentioned here, for which the brands are using purple to indicate the same. All right, now let's talk color to color. Okay, now red. So we already have seen that red is a warm color, it comes under the warm color family, right? So that's why firstly it can be used to evoke a emotion of passion. All right, and for both love and hate also red can be used. Dark red can be used for hate also. So this is the beauty of using colors. Like you can change the perspective of your design with the help of changing colors, right? You just need to build a good imagery And then at the same time, see, on one hand you can show Cupid, angels, love, other things. On the other side you can show devil, demons, all right, in dark red, and here on red. Both are red, but completely different means, completely opposite means, right? So this is the power of color. This was about red. Now what do you think? Any brand stands out in your mind when you hear the term red, which uses red color very proactively? Their whole brand is based around red color. Anyone? Like, though you need to think about it, you need to be honest to yourself, because what I am going to show you, if you guessed it right, then you are on the right track and thinking wise. All right, so 3, 2, 1. It is none other than Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola use red color very proactively. Their whole brand is revolves around red, though they use black and white also for their cans, because they have zero sugar and diet version of their Coke. But still the key primary color remains same, which is red. This is the power of red. So Coca-Cola, as you know, that it is one of the world's most recognizable brands, most a celebrated brand, you can say, who established even Santa Claus. You can, this is a fun fact. From where, like, earlier Santa Claus used to be wearing green and white, but Coca-Cola ran a campaign and they made Santa Claus wear red, and from that campaign till now Santa Claus is red only, right? So this is the power of campaigning and branding and marketing, that you market your color, your identity in such a way that it becomes tradition kind of thing, right? You can pause the slide also and you can read about it, that how Coca-Cola brings that message of happiness, enjoyment, incorporate everything in their logo, even in their packaging also. And the taste is the secondary, but जो दिखता है वही बिकता है. So the thing which you are seeing will be the thing which you will buy. All right. Now yellow. So yellow is one of my favorite color because it is very warm. It is very brightest, or very energizing color, right? Is mostly like it is associated with these only. And like if you have seen sunflowers, the flower which you are seeing right now, so these are mostly connected with happiness only. Yellow, or sometimes warning also. Like if you have seen any, like, and I hope that you know that if any container is containing any nuclear waste, then the sign which is there on that container is in yellow. You can search for it, nuclear waste warning, and you will find yellow color there, right? So yellow is used for caution also, in some warning signs also, but it is used here also. If you have seen some taxis also, right? Yellow taxis in New York, it is very famous. Why? To bring attention that this is your vehicle, you can take it. And like in India, it is very it is very funny that we call it Kali Pili. It is very funny. In Mumbai it is called Kali Pili, right? Because the taxi is in black and yellow color, that's why it is called Kali Pili, right? So just a fun fact. So this is the power of yellow. Now again, what's the first brand comes in your mind when you see the color yellow? And this brand has one letter which stands out from all other brands, and this is a food brand. And I hope that you got it right, and it is none other than McDonald's, or your McD, the golden arch of familiarity. Whenever you go on highway, you see a very pretty cozy cafe kind of thing where you can have burgers and Coke. By the way, McD also sells Coke, right? It is the go-to place to have a good burger, right? From where their red and yellow color combination, their fries, their iconic M, golden arch is pretty very famous, right? This was example of yellow color. Now blue. So what do you think? This I know that you won't be able to guess, because this is a luxury brand, but that's what I wanted to tell you from this brand, that blue and purple can be used by luxury brands to to convey the message that this is for royals, or this is a kind of luxury, right? This is for wealthy. So though it is blue represents stability and trust, but at the same time depends on you that how you are using it. So there is a tint of blue which is called teal. So there is a company called Tiffany and Co. They are a jewelry making company, and they use this color, teal color, okay, the elegance of Tiffany blue. and the color itself sometimes calls Tiffany blue. You can search for Tiffany blue color and you'll find this color. So the brand has revolved around this color, that they have named the color only Tiffany blue, right? So it is a luxury jewelry brand and they are very well established in, as you can see, very soothing color, very, this is one of the best color which I like in advertising. You can see their advertising is also a diamond ring, right? Then green, this is the your go-to platform for music. Yes, you are right, it is Spotify. So you can just, pause the video, you can read it, though I will tell you that it is related to nature, freshness and safety, but it is a cool toned color. Yeah, right? So green is a cool toned color. So sometimes besides nature, it is also related with abundance. How many things are there? Like Spotify has millions of songs in it, so it shows that abundance, right? It also symbolizes wealth, especially in countries where they have green currencies, right? Or they have more greenery, so they also use, those countries also use green often, like as a symbol. Like in our Indian flag also, we have orange, right, white and then green. So green symbolizes this only: agriculture, forest, greenery, right? And talking about Spotify, so it is very popular streaming platform. I know that you already have used it, and they use their primary color as green because, see, it is associated with nature, growth, freshness, but it also aligns with their mission that connects, right? Spotify's mission of connecting people with music and discovering artists. So we are already connected with music through Spotify, and I think they succeeded in what they wanted to do. So you can also see Spotify wrapped up, they use funky colors, but their identity remains there, right? The green color. All right. Then at the end, purple, and for the purple we have FedEx. It uses purple and orange, the power of purple and orange. It is a global shipping logistics company, very famous, and they cleverly use a combination of purple and orange. And there is one more catch: if you'll see FedEx logo, you will see an arrow also. See, so this arrow shows that they are delivering your product. So this is another example of combining colors together to make a big good brand. You can read this also. Before modern days, before modern day dyes were created, purple dyes were hard to find and extremely expensive. That was, I'm telling you earlier, right? So that's why it is considered with royalty, richness and wealth and luxury. All right. Now black and white neutral colors. So nowadays, modern times, black and white are new luxury. All right. They represent elegance, they represent luxury. You can see Gucci, you can see Prada, you can see Chanel, you can see Sony, you can see Versace, Puma, Nike, Adidas, Apple, right? So elegance of black and white, it is the new luxury. Black and white is the new luxury. All right. So I don't think that I should explain these brands to you, as you might be familiar with these brands, or at least you have heard of them, right? And you know that where they are placed in the market. Now I will show you more brands which have created themselves with those colors, and then you can just pause and see. So see, for blue, these are the brands; for purple, these are the brands; for yellow, these are the brands; and for green, here are the things. All right. Starbucks, very famous. Animal Planet channel. Then Land Rover, very famous. Leaf, okay. Then your bill, US dollar bill, is also kind of green shade because of currency. In blue, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Facebook, HP, LinkedIn, Twitter, Dell, Salesforce, Oral-B, trust, stability, right? I think you are able to see Aquafina. Actually, I am also having a bottle of this Bailey, and they are using purple. So purple and blue, as I told you, that they resemble with each other. So Taco Bell for purple, FedEx, Hallmark, Cadbury, Yahoo, Twitch, right? And at the end, pink, orange, black and red. So pink is considered nowadays it is considered as feminine color. So that's why if you will see brands like Nykaa, brands like Lyft, brands like Vineyards Wines or Tinder or Barbie, they use pink color to show that feminine nature. Orange, you will see Harley Davidson, JBL, Nickelodeon, Fanta, right? So this is orange, then red, and then black. So in red, we already discussed about Coke, then Marvel, Kellogg's, Netflix, Harvard, right? Chile Entertainment, Tesla, Johnson and Johnson, Toyota. Blood is also red, right? And with the black, we already discussed New Elegance. All right. So this was about color theory. I hope that you will be now able to use these color patterns, use the psychological color theory to implement it in your own designs. And we will meet in next session discussing about typography. For the next session, we'll meet in next session. Till then, bye all. Stay creative and peace out.